What if the technology meant to carry astronauts to space fails them completely? Most people didn't see this coming, but if you look closely, wait, why is it failing now? This changes everything. I'm an ex-engineer with experience in pressure vessels and subsea tech, so I've got some insight to share. I've worked on projects where failure wasn't an option, and I've seen what happens when things go wrong. Let's tackle the big question. Can Elon Musk rescue Boeing's astronauts and redeem its tarnished reputation after the Starliner disaster? This story has high stakes, engineering missteps, and a potential turning point for space travel. Stick around. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Many people think the Starliner issues are a one-off incident, but the truth is far more complex. In June 2024, NASA sent astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams to the International Space Station, ISS, on Boeing's Starliner for a planned week-long mission. The goal was simple: prove Boeing could rival SpaceX in crewed spaceflight. But within days, the mission unraveled. Helium leaks compromised the propulsion system, thruster failures left the capsule unable to maneuver properly, and software glitches raised doubts about its reliability. What should have been a triumphant return turned into a 9-month ordeal, with the astronauts still aboard the ISS as of March 2025. Their return, now scheduled for late March via SpaceX's Crew Dragon, highlights a stunning failure. Experts had warned about Boeing's rushed development timeline, driven by pressure to catch up with SpaceX's success. Yet the mission proceeded despite these red flags. The risks are profound. Human lives hung in the balance, and Boeing's reputation as a titan of aerospace is now teetering. Should we keep trusting companies that make such critical errors? This isn't just a delayed return. It's a wake-up call about the fragility of our space ambitions and the consequences of cutting corners. The aerospace industry, once a symbol of human achievement, now faces a credibility crisis that could reshape how we view private spaceflight. That's NASA staring at Starliner's mess until Musk strolls in with a perfectly baked rescue pie. That's the kind of panic NASA faced with the Starliner. The crisis deepened when Boeing's capsule proved incapable of safely bringing the astronauts home, leaving Wilmore and Williams stranded in orbit with no clear solution. Enter Elon Musk. In January 2025, he took to Twitter to announce that SpaceX would step in, deploying a Crew Dragon capsule to retrieve the astronauts by late March. This wasn't just a technical fix, it was a public relations move, showcasing SpaceX's reliability against Boeing's struggles. Visual element: animation of Dragon docking with the ISS, followed by a timeline of the rescue plan. Musk's company has built a reputation on iterative design and rigorous testing, a stark contrast to Boeing's apparent haste. This rescue echoes the engineering failures of the OceanGate Titan implosion in 2023, where a rushed submersible design led to a catastrophic loss of life. The Titan, like Starliner, suffered from untested components and overconfidence. Musk's involvement isn't merely altruistic, it's a chance to solidify SpaceX's dominance in the commercial space race. The parallel to Titan underscores a critical lesson. Safety must be non-negotiable when lives are at stake. For viewers, this raises a broader question. Can one man's vision salvage a failing mission and restore faith in space exploration? The core of the Starliner's problems lies in its design flaws. Leaky valves and unreliable thrusters reveal a lack of thorough testing that endangered lives. The OceanGate Titan's 2023 implosion at 3,800 meters, which killed 5 people, including CEO Stockton Rush, offers a chilling parallel. That submersible's carbon fiber pressure vessel wasn't certified, a decision rooted in cost-cutting and overconfidence. I've spent years working with pressure vessels in the oil and gas industry. steel or titanium vessels are predictable, with consistent strength that can be verified through ultrasound and strain gauges. Carbon fiber, however, is a composite of woven fibers and epoxy, a move long overdue in both subsea and space exploration. If Musk pulls this off, it might pressure Boeing to overhaul its engineering processes, though the damage to its reputation, once a cornerstone of aerospace, may be irreversible. Historically, NASA recovered from the Apollo 1 fire in 1967 by implementing rigorous certification and redundancy, turning a tragedy into a catalyst for improvement. Could this be a similar turning point? Musk's track record with SpaceX, from the reusable Falcon 9 to the Starlink constellation, shows he thrives on turning challenges into triumphs, often defying skeptics with his relentless drive. Psychologically, this rescue feeds his narrative of outpacing traditional aerospace giants, a narrative that resonates with his followers and investors alike. Yet, it won't erase Boeing's missteps. Starliner's flaws exposed a vulnerability that competitors like SpaceX now exploit, potentially shifting market dominance further. The implications extend beyond this mission. A successful rescue could accelerate the trend of private companies leading spaceflight, but only if safety lessons are heeded. The Titan tragedy warns that innovation without accountability is a recipe for failure, a lesson Boeing must internalize. This moment tests whether Musk can not only save the astronauts, but also redefine space exploration's future, balancing bold risks with uncompromised safety. For the industry, the stakes are high. Failure to adapt could mean losing public trust, while success could usher in a new era of reliable, human-centered space travel. This crisis underscores a harsh truth. Certification and safety are non-negotiable, as the Titan disaster tragically proved. The Starliner's failure and Musk's rescue highlight the stakes of engineering choices. Lives depend on getting it right. Boeing's missteps and OceanGate's collapse show that rushing innovation without accountability can lead to catastrophe. So, what would you do if you had to approve this mission? Would you greenlight it with the same risks, or demand more testing? Elon Musk's success with SpaceX might save the astronauts and bolster his own legacy. But redeeming Boeing's reputation after this disaster is a taller order. It hinges on whether they can rebuild trust with stricter safety standards. Let me know in the comments. Can Musk save Boeing, or is it too late? Your thoughts matter. Drop them below, and stick around for more deep dives into tech and engineering.